Look at this view that I'm bringing you from the beautiful Miami. I just wanted to come here on this most beautiful sunset to tell you that we are halfway through March in 2025, and I want to know, are you doing what you said you were going to do? Are you living the life that you said that you were going to bring this year? And I'm asking you that. I'm asking you openly and honestly, straight to camera right now. I'm asking you that because I want you to be living your life by design. I want you to be living your life by design. I live my life by design, and this is the way that I've designed my life. I've designed my life and my business and everything else I do with the podcast and everything else to be in locations like this whenever I want at the drop of a hat. And I want the same level of design for you in your life. And let me tell you how you are going to do that this year. Because, like I said, we are 3 months into the year. There is no time left to waste. And I want you to level up in every area of your life. So when it comes to living your life by design, you have to first agree what it is you exactly want and be unequivocal with it. Don't just say, hey, I want this type of woman in my life, or I want this type of location in my life, and then settle for something less. You've got to be relentless in the fact of, like, this is what I expect from my life, and this is what I'm going to bring, and this is how it's going to come about. And when I was in Dubai and I read my dream day in my life vision, my ideal day in my life vision, and it's got everything from how I wake up in the morning to the thread counts to what my woman looks like to what my girlfriend does and everything like that. It's got everything in it, how much money I make online per day, everything. When it's got all that detail in that document and I read it every day, there was no way on earth when I'm reading in the morning every day that I'm in Miami and I'm living this kind of life that I couldn't live it. I had to bring it into my reality again. It just had to be done. So I had to change from Dubai to Miami because otherwise I wouldn't be congruent with myself. So the thing that's holding most people back from designing a life that they love is the fact that they don't even know what they're trying to design in the first place. They don't even know the kind of life they want to live. They haven't even written down a day in their ideal life, the thread count of their bed sheets, what their woman looks like, how much money they make per day, and all this stuff. They haven't even agreed on all of those things. And until you are willing to sit there with yourself for half an hour to an hour and document exactly how you want your life to be and exactly how you want your life to look, until you get to the point where you're willing to do that, you are going to be constantly faced with a lifestyle that you get led into that isn't designed, that isn't how you want it to be, that isn't flowing in the way that you want to flow. Now, here's the thing. Right now in my life, I'm living my life by design in terms of location. I've got other things in my design that I'm constantly iterating and working on to bring into my life, in terms of business, in terms of life, in terms of the woman, in terms of everything else. But when you've got that granular stuff and it's all written down and it's so detailed, when it's so detailed, you'll know when it turns up and you'll know when it's right for you. And it also allows you to know what's not right for you. There's certain things in life that I just will not accept. There are very beautiful certain types of women that I would never date, not because they're not beautiful, but because they're not my ideal type. They're not what I described. So it allows me to be relentlessly honest with what is for me and what's not for me, just because I've got it written down and just because I decided. And when you decide, when you put your stake in the ground, when you're willing to put the stake in the ground, that's when everything upgrades. That's when life gets better. That's when life gets easier. That's when you get into more flow. It's like recently, you'll see it on a previous video, that I was telling you that for years I had my why, and my why was all external whys. So I needed an internal why. And I told you the difference between the internal why and the external why. External whys are where, everything that you do in life is to serve other people. But you need to get the internal why right. As soon as I identified that, I created a video that hopefully adds value and allows you to understand that. But also it allows me to sit with myself now and go, okay, cool. My lifestyle is by design, but in my design I need to include my internal why. What is my internal why? And it gives me a beautiful moment to figure out, what is that internal why? What does it look like? How am I going to bring it in? How can I not only find it out, but embody it, right? And this is the whole point of why I create these raw videos, and why I'm rocking and rolling and just riffing off stuff as I'm walking down a path every day. It's because I've built this content to serve you, but to also fit in with my life. Yeah, so this is super easy for me. I just get this out, I start riffing into the camera. I talk about topics that I resonate with, that I've experienced in my life. So I'm only talking from experience, not trying to advise anyone from shit that I'm not going through or not doing. And then I put out value into the world, and it's super easy. It's one take, there's no edits, and that's what you call content by design. Yeah. So now with your lifestyle by design, the same principle needs to apply to all areas of your life. And I guarantee you that a lot of you, the reason why you haven't got what you want is because you don't truly know fully what it is, right? And you can, but you have to make the choice and the decision to know what it is, right? And that decision can be made right now in this moment today. But are you willing to make it? Because thinking you know what you want and absolutely knowing what you want are two separate scenarios, two separate things. They're not the same. They're not the same. I thought I knew what my whys were for 32 years. And yeah, I did. I knew what my external whys were. I didn't know what my internal why was, and I'm figuring it out, and I'm putting it into context over the next week or two, whenever it drops in. But this is why you got to be so clear. And when you are clear, and when you put that together, what it allows you to see is the fact of like, you can see where the gaps are. How can you see the gaps in your life and the gaps in the arenas that you're playing in, the gaps in your business, the gaps in what you're doing, if you don't journal about it, if you don't put it into a context on a page so you can see where the holes are in your stuff? Because you're not trying to tell me that in every area of my life that I've got it straight. Absolutely not. Because unless I write it down and look at it, unless I put it down on a page or think about it consciously, and then look at it and go, and then look at it another day and go, oh, what am I missing here? Unless I'm questioning myself, I'm willing to look at all parts, I can't be free. I can't have that lifestyle by design. I can't live that full embodied life, because I will miss stuff. I will have gaps. We all have gaps. There's nothing wrong with having gaps. You're going to have gaps until the end of time, and you're always going to find gaps that need filling, no pun intended. But the quicker you can get to the gaps in your life that are stopping you from living the life that you love, walking the walk of your dreams every day, waking up in the way that you want to wake up every day, being with the woman that you want to be with every day, making the money that you want to make in this world every day, until you get to that point, you aren't cooking the life by design. You're having your life designed by reactive circumstances and living life less than ordinary, right? Like I said to you, I took myself out of Dubai because I realized that Dubai wasn't my lifestyle by design. I want to be able to be in Dubai, but I don't want to always be there. I don't want to be trapped there. That's not my life, you know. I like the family element. I like the people having barbecues by the beach. So really, there's only a couple of places in the world that I can live: Gold Coast or Miami, and a couple of other places in between. And that's it. I'm not going to be the New York guy. I'm not going to be the London guy. I'm not going to be the Dubai all the time guy. I'll visit, but because I wrote down what I want for my life and what I value, and I got granular with it, and the kind of woman I want, and the kind of life that I want that woman to live, and the kind of way I want to carry herself, it allows me to get super dialed and super granular on where I am, what I'm doing, who I do business with, how business is done. Like for me, with the lifestyle that I'm designing and the lifestyle I'm telling you to design, I need to have an online business, because a physical location for me wouldn't work, would it? Because if I had a physical location business right now and it wasn't run by someone else, I would be constantly trapped and tied to a certain location, and that location wouldn't light up my heart unless it was a location like this. But even then, I wouldn't want a physical location business, because I'd feel tied to this place. And the truth is, I want to embody everything and be attached to nothing, so to speak, other than obviously my future missus and obviously my future children and stuff like that, and obviously my family. But that's how I want to live my life. I've decided I want to live it, and I'm making that my reality. But it didn't start there. It started with the conscious decision way before this time. So everything you're watching me do in the world, and you watch me do on this channel over the next however many years I do this, you'll see me living a big abundant life in a lot of areas. You'll see me speaking to loads of major people, I presume, on this channel, judging by my life that's gone on for the last 10 years. And you'll see loads of cool shit. I'll bring it to you, right? I'll bring you behind the scenes look into, frankly, raw life, yeah? The people I speak to, the people I meet, and the lessons I learn, all on this channel, right? But the thing is, you got to understand that before I left to go to Australia in 2014, there was years and years of cooking that vision. And then when I got to Australia and I realized Australia was my vision, then there was like a 5-6 year process to cook that the way that I wanted to do. And then there was this next vision, this next life that I'm stepping into right now, and this next way of being, and that was another vision. So your perfect vision for your life that you write down, that I'm getting you to call into action today, right? When you cook that, you're just cooking it for the next ultimate step that you can see. And then when you get there, you're going to want to go somewhere else, and you're going to want to go to a bigger level. Like, my vision is to have like a penthouse apartment like this one by the beach in Miami. That's one of my dreams, one of my visions, and I will cook that. And then when I get there, I want a house on the Venetian island. And then when I get there, I want a house and I want a holiday home on the Florida Keys, and I want a place in the Gold Coast, and I want a penthouse in Dubai. You know, it just never ends, and you never stop cooking. But you need to get your minimum viable dream life vision out there on the paper for what you can see in your life right now. Get super dialed in, get super granular with that, and make sure that comes into fruition. And the only way that can be done, the only way, guys, is by getting super detailed and super dialed on what that looks like for you. And for every single one of us is different, and that is the beauty of life. And if you want to live this life where you walk this path that's been my dream for years, you have to live your life by design. So get that design right today. Question yourself on what you truly want and why you truly want it, and what is the deeper meaning why for that. Not your why to serve other people. What is your why for yourself? And you too can create this life or any other life that you so wish, because you're being truly authentically yourself, and you know why you want it, what it looks like, and who you want it to be with. And then I tell you now, it comes into your life a hell of a lot quicker than you could ever imagine. And that, my friends, is your video for today. Whatever date, whatever time this meets you, this was meant to meet your eyes and meant to meet your ears at this time, because it's meant to serve you and get you to level up your life. This channel is not about getting thousands and thousands of views. Eventually I think it may do, but at the moment it's not about that. It's about getting to the right people and taking them to the right level. You know where all my links are to Instagram and anything I offer as well if you need any help on the back end. But guys, it's not about that. It's about helping you level up in your life, and about sharing my journey as I go through mine and my insights, so I can give you the best information and articulation possible to take you to the next fucking level. Much love.